to start off this journal setup, I'll be working on my title page for my senior year of college. I've chosen these 3 colors of Crayola Supertip markers to serve as like my theme for the year, or mainly just for fall term. When winter and spring term come, I'll probably end up changing the colors again. And then I've also grabbed 4 different sizes of pens. I mainly like to use micron pens, but I don't have a 0.5 micron pen because the one I used to have dried out. So this gray pen is a Fiber Castel and it works just as well. Now I'm just tracing over the stuff I've already drawn out with pencil. This page is pretty simple. It just includes the title of senior year with a little quote of my last year ofs, which end up becoming 4 lines instead of 3 because I end up messing up, and you'll see that later on. And then I've also included a doodle of Donald Duck throwing his O. I've tried to incorporate something UO related all 4 years, except maybe my junior year, because I didn't start a new journal for my junior year, but instead continued in the last one. So I think that one just has a Polaroid of my first day of school. I've thought about including a Polaroid for this page, but I decided not to, and instead have these quotes of my last year ofs to take up that place instead, because it is going to be my last year of being an undergrad student, my last year of having game days, and my last year as being a duck, which is all very bittersweet. It's nice for college to be over soon, but it's also kind of sad that it all has to end because it's been a very good experience, at least so far. And it is right here where I mess up, on the 3rd line of the quotes. It was supposed to be last year as instead of last year of, and I ended up finding something to put there, but I did struggle for quite a long time to figure out what to put there. And then now you see me here trying to cover it up because I end up hating it and hating the way it looks because it wasn't my original plan. But after a long time, even though you can't tell how long it was because this video is in time-lapse, but it was probably a good 15 minutes of deciding what I wanted to do. I ended up deciding to just leave it and move on to my Donald Duck. I didn't think it looked too bad. I mean, hashtag Explore Oregon is very big here at UO, and it will be my last year of exploring Oregon, potentially. I mean, I don't know when I'll be back after graduating because I was only here for school. But I'm not unhappy with it as of right now from editing this video months later. It's still like that and hasn't been covered up. So now I'm just moving on to my Donald Duck and coloring him in. I think the doodle came out so good and he looks so cute, and this is one of my favorite pages that I've created. So now on to the next page. This one is specifically for senior year because I will be graduating at the end of the school year, which is both exciting and nerve-wracking. Exciting because I will be done with college. Nerve-wracking because I don't know the next time I will be in Eugene or let alone Oregon again, since I will be done with school. So I want to make a list of things that I hope to accomplish before I graduate in June, and this will just be a little sort of bucket list, I guess, for senior year. And so far, as I'm editing this very far into the future from when this was filmed, so far I only have 5 things on the list, so hopefully I make it a little bit longer before I graduate. And now on to the next spread. On my left is sort of like my future log page, except I don't do 12 months, and I haven't done a 12-month future log in years. I never really ended up filling it in as much, and they just kind of became like empty pages, so I stopped doing that. And also my time is very much determined by school, so I kind of just do the 3 months that each term consists of, so it's really more of just my fall term overview, which is way more helpful to me as a student as opposed to a 12-month future log. So this works for me. And I've also seen lots of other people use a term overview or like semester overview instead of like a 12-month future log because seeing 12 months in advance is nice and all, but I really only need to see 3 as a student. And now the next page that I'm working on for this spread is an assignment tracker. I've also done a reading tracker, but I don't really need one this term because I'm taking 2 art classes and just 1 history class. So I don't imagine that I'll have very much reading, at least for my art classes I won't. But I do know that I will have tons of assignments that I need to do. This page is actually really helpful to me. I mean, it's become more helpful recently. I started doing an assignment tracker probably my sophomore year, but I got really lazy with it and didn't really fill it in as much. Also because not all of the classes told me the assignments from the beginning of the term. It's usually more helpful when they do that, like when the syllabus has all of the assignments and the due dates on it. This term, I was lucky enough for it to be that way, so it's really helpful for me to see everything that I need to do and have all the due dates on one page in one list in chronological order, as opposed to constantly checking the class website when there's a new assignment that's up, or just waiting in class for their instructor to tell me when something's due. I mean, that works as well because it's just like high school, but it's way more helpful to me as somebody who needs to constantly plan ahead to have a whole list there. And it's also very satisfying when you finish the assignment and you cross it off the list. Now I'm moving on to my October monthly spread. I've chosen these 3 colors to serve as my theme for October. One of them is like a burnt orange, another is like a reddish brown that's also kind of burnt, and then the last is an olive green. I really like the way these 3 colors come together. I usually just try to stick to like oranges and yellows for October, but this time I mixed it up a bit and included like a brown and a green, and I think they look really well together. This spread is also pretty different from any other monthly spread that I've done before because I've included a like monthly spending tracker or a budget, and I've never created a budget before, even though I probably should have once I started college. But this time I actually do have to watch the money that I'm spending and budget out money to spend because I'm not living on campus anymore, so I have to buy my own groceries. So that means I have to put aside money to spend on groceries. And then I've also included a little section for goals to write down for this month, and then I'm bringing back my little memories section. I used to have a whole page dedicated to memories where I like put wristbands or movie tickets or like pictures that I've collected throughout the month, but this time I'm just making it a little bit smaller because I tried to have my whole monthly spread be on one page. I don't know why I started doing that, because when I first started bullet journaling, my whole monthly spread was 2 pages and took up the whole 2 pages. But now I think because I've wanted to include so much more to go with October, such as this monthly budget tracker and then also content planners and also a brain dump, which is down at the bottom. So I decided to have my memory section be smaller than I've ever had it been. As for the content planner, this is really the first time I've ever made one because now I have multiple accounts that I need to plan out and figure out the things that I intend to post. And then for the brain dump, I have only done a brain dump once, and it was also in the month of October, but this was probably like 2 years ago. And I actually really liked it, but I didn't use it very much, which kind of sucked. But brain dumps are actually really helpful. I just don't think I need a whole page dedicated to them. And now on to the last spread of this video. This is my weekly spread for week 1 of the term. When I finished this spread, I wasn't particularly happy with the way it looked, but I just ended up deciding to just move on and continue because I was tired of all of the little mistakes that I made while doing this journal setup. I mean, we all have pages that we don't really like, but we just deal with them because we need the usefulness of them. I mean, I definitely have a lot of those out of the 5 bullet journals that I've created. This page includes a little events section, which is just helpful to me to take a quick glance at it and see what I have going on for each day, or like see what's due. It also gives me a little more space to write under every day of like the things that I need to do, or add little notes when I separate the events into their own little boxes. I've also decided to try to use these planner stickers that I got like a few years ago. I still have almost all of them, but I need to get rid of them, so we're trying to use them here. And these bubble letters I didn't really like doing in pen, but like I said, I just decided to leave everything the way it was and just deal with it. I think they maybe would have looked better if they were done in marker instead of pen. But like I said earlier, I just left it and kept going and used the page because I needed a page to use for the first week of school. And then the last thing I need to do, which I probably should have done to begin with, is write my name in my new journal. I totally forgot to do this in the beginning, but now it's done. And now it's time for the final flip through of this journal setup.